This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 6573 Kelvin Avenue, Winnetka, California, 91306. We're performing a video waste and sewer line inspection through a 2-inch or 4-inch, what appears to be a cast iron vent pipe. So we went ahead and zeroed out at the top of the vent pipe. This is our vent pipe here. This is our roof area. This runs out towards the front of the property. And this runs out towards the rear of the property. And this is the top of our vent. We're going to go ahead and zero out here. And we're just going to drop down and begin our video waste and sewer line inspection. And again, it does appear that we're dropping down into cast iron waste line. We make a little bit of a turn. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And it does appear to be cast iron waste line. We are pushing a little fast. When we pull back, we can pull back a little bit slower, take a good look at the cast iron, but right now we're just pushing out to make sure that we can get all the way out towards the front of our property. Again, it does appear that we're transitioning into what appears to be vitreous clay, and again, we're just going to continue to push out, and again, push all the way out into possibly our city sewer tie-in, and then on the way back, we can take a really good look at the vitreous clay. So again, we're just going to continue to push out. Got a little bit of debris on our camera lens, but again, we're just going to continue to push out. And once we get out towards our city sewer tie-in, we can rinse our camera lens off and get our camera lens nice and clear, and then from there we can pull back and take a good look. So again, we'll make a little bit of a turn, and it does appear that we're dropping down into what appears to be our city sewer tie-in. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we went ahead and continued to push out, and we did push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. So what we're going to do is here, so we're just going to pull back just a little bit. I'm going to run some water just to help clean our camera lens. So we're just going to pause the mic here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and flushed the toilet just to help clear our camera lens. So again, as you can see, we'll push in just a little bit more. Push in, right there. Okay, you can see quite a bit of the black water running through there, and that's just from the camera lens pushing through and clearing the pathway, and it's just moving some of that black build up there out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and...
We flushed them both twice. Is that enough?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead and continue to pull back. We'll pull back really slow, just so we can take a look at. Nope. Push back out. We gotta pull back really slow here. This area here, as you can see, as we pull back just a little bit, this area here, you can see we do have a fairly large offset, and this is right at the saddle. So we're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at 6 foot 3 inches deep, and this is out in the middle of the street, closest to the curb on the opposite side of the street. And again, as you can see, we do have a an offset in that saddle area there. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. Just continue to pull back slowly. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. A little bit of root intrusion in that joint there. But again, minor root intrusion right around the 5 o'clock area and right around the 7 o'clock area. So again, we'll just continue to pull back. And again, another minor root intrusion in that joint right around the 7 o'clock area. So again, we just continue to pull back. And again, we do have more push back in. A little more. Right, a little more. Right there. And as you can see there, we do have a little more root intrusion coming in right around the 10 o'clock area and right around the 5 o'clock area. So again, minor root intrusion. Continue to pull back. And again, in that joint as well, we do have some root intrusion in that joint. And again, that is around the 5 o'clock and the 7 o'clock area. So again, we just continue to pull back. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. We'll make a little turn. We're going to pause slowly here. And as you can see in that transition there, that we do have what appears to be another large offset. So push out just a little bit more. And we'll pull back just a little bit. And it does appear to be our 4 to 6 transition. As you can see, we do have a fairly large offset in that area. And a little bit of root intrusion coming in right around the 5 o'clock area. So what we'll do is we'll pause here for a moment. We'll locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is just to the left of the driveway in the plant area next to the sidewalk. We did mark it with an orange flag at 5 foot 7 inches deep. And again, this is our 4 to 6 transition. And as you can see, we do have a fairly large gap there in front of us and an offset. And as we pull back a little bit, you can see that we do have a root intrusion and a large offset in that transition. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, a little bit of an offset in that joint there from about the 7 o'clock going up to about the 12 o'clock area. Again, minor offset, nothing major. Continue to pull back. And that joint appeared to be in fair condition. That joint appears to be in fair condition. And that joint, a little bit of root intrusion in that joint there, but nothing major. The root intrusions can be hydrojetted out, and that joint appeared to be in fair condition. Again, we'll just continue to pull back slowly, and that joint appeared to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to have some root intrusion in that joint from about the 12 o'clock going down to about the 6 o'clock area. Again, we just continue to pull back, and got a little root intrusion in that joint as well. What we'll do is we'll continue to pull back. We're going to pull back until we get towards the, hold on a second, until we get towards the, closer to the house. And what we'll do is we'll pause there for a moment. We'll locate an area closer to the house, possibly for a mainline sewer clean out. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And as you can see, we have a little more root intrusion in that joint as well. So we continue to pull back. And again, we're just going to continue to pull back. And we'll continue to pull back. And what we're going to do is we're going to pause here at this joint here and just to locate this area. So we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back in. We're going to go ahead and pull it back, pull back. What we're going to do is we're going to pull back and get closer towards the house. This is heading towards the front door. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we make a little bit of a turn. So what we want to do is just push back in a little bit more. Right there, we're going to pause right here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we're going to go ahead and begin to pull back. And we did mark this area at 2 foot 6 inches deep, and this is just along the walkway next to the pond. So again, we transition into cast iron waistline. As you can see, our cast iron waistline does have quite a bit of buildup, scaling. See there, a lot of scaling, a lot of buildup. This line here would possibly need to be hydrojetted, and just to clear some of that debris and some of that buildup out of the cast iron. So again, we just continue to pull back. We'll make a little bit of a turn, and we're coming up our vent pipe. And that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection.